Good evening, Internet, and welcome back to Bloodstone, our Four Dads 5th Edition D&D campaign set in the Forgotten Realms. It's been 2 weeks since we played last, kind of settling into our new schedule for Bloodstone, but we're all eager and excited to play some more this evening. This is what we're calling episode 37, Choice and Chance. 37 episodes in about 18 months, guys. How do we feel about 24 months, actually. We've been doing this for just over 2 years. We've had 37 whole episodes and only had combat twice. How crazy is that for a D&D campaign?
Well, I suspect
we need to step our game up then.
Anyhow, we will dive into tonight's, I'm going to use air quotes, action here very, very shortly. Mrs. Ponies is handing me some snow in a bowl. Thank you, Mrs. Ponies.
You're welcome. It smells like food.
And, okay, so cool. So I have snow, apparently. That's cool. It is snowing quite heavily here in the Midwest. We are bunkering down and preparing for a few days of isolation due to the roads being particularly terrible. Schools in my area have already closed. We're just going to be just Ponies fam for a little while, and I'm already starting to feel a little stir crazy. My kids were home today. I got to enjoy work with the sound of a herd of elephants directly above my head. That was a lot of fun. But that's not why you're here. That's not listen to me complain about the snow, or to see the lovely bowl of. I'm not really even sure what that is. That my wife just brought me. We are here for some Bloodstone, so we're going to kick off tonight's session here in just a moment. Gentlemen, anything to add before we get started this evening?
No. Nope.
Fantastic. Then, when last we left our intrepid group of adventurers, the party had finally left the Bloodstone Kingdom and teleported to Molmentar, a trade settlement established at the foot of the Galenas Mountains on the western side as a trade post, or a sort of a gateway trading post into the Moonsea region. The Bloodstone Kingdom had just opened a pass through the Galenas and in the previous year, and had managed to establish something of a waypoint between the Bloodstone Kingdom and the city of Mulmaster, which is the first stop along any of their trade routes in the Moonsea area. Eldrick and his party have business in Mulmaster in a few short hours. They're to catch a ship to the city of Melvaunt, where the Moonsea Compact will take place in just 3 days' time. The Compact is to be a joining of the city-states and the nations around the Moonsea to address the potential threat of invasion from the north, the Great Grey Land of Thar. The party has made their way to Molmentar and have sailed out of Molmentar to a point called Camp Iron, which is just a half-day's trek outside of the city of Mulmaster, where they will travel, or where they have traveled for the better part of half a day, by caravan toward the city, where they will, as I mentioned before, catch a ship to environs beyond. Difficulty has struck the caravan. One of the 8 wagons of the caravan has struck some kind of stone and has broken a wheel. And while it is not a serious issue, it has promised to slow things down a bit, as the wheel has to be changed out, and that will take precious time. Eldrick has been forced to make a decision as to whether or not his 2 wagons, including himself and the 10 members of the Wardens of the White Tree that have come along as his honor guard, whether or not they will stay with the caravan or depart early while the caravan tries to deal with their broken wheel issue. And there was some argument or some lively discussion about what was the correct path going forward for Eldrick and company. You are on a bit of a time crunch. Expectation is that by sunset this evening, you'll be on a ship and leaving the city of Mulmaster. You are under contract from a city who is all about written contracts. So the decision falls on you then, Eldrick. What is it that you're going to do?
Oh, we're going to stay and help, because I'm a paladin, so we should do.
Fantastic. So the caravan driver, a man we called Jaren last week, is overjoyed that you and your men will stay behind and provide additional security for the caravan, and even provide some additional muscle to help balance the wagon, lift, whatever it is, lift heavy things, do what needs to be done to mend the caravan wagon so that you can be on your way again.
To that, what can we do to help? So I've got proficiency in land vehicles. Can I help with repairs, or am I better suited lifting? Like, what's going to expedite this?
Well, it's going to take some time regardless, because the extra pieces or the extra parts, I guess, have to be unpacked from the caravans themselves, and you have to essentially remove the old wheel, remove the horses so that the horses aren't trying to pull the wagons while they're being worked on. So there'll be a lot of things that need to be done. Someone will have to take care of the horses, essentially manage that situation. Sim, if you could mute while you're not on, we're hearing some background.
I thought I was muted. Sorry.
No worries. So any number of things you can do to perhaps help expedite the situation. Dealing with like I said, dealing with the horses, actually helping with the repairs of the wagon, or even just providing security or scouting around to make sure that there's no danger in the area to kind of alleviate some of the work that would have to be done just by the caravan team if you weren't involved. Given that you have thoros'l and 10 able-bodied soldiers, in addition to Eldrick, you've got Makaria and Mykaria available. There are any number of things you could do or offer to do in order to help expedite things. So we will say, for the sake of argument, excuse me, that if you do nothing, if you manage, if you essentially keep to yourselves, or if you were to, in fact, leave the caravan, the caravan driver, Jaren, seems to think it'll probably take somewhere around an hour to complete all of the work that needs to get done. That will put you nearly half that behind schedule, because you're running on a tight schedule as it is. You expected to arrive in Mulmaster with a little less than an hour to spare. So having an hour, or being an hour behind, or waiting an hour for the caravan to complete its repairs, will put you close to an hour behind schedule, or at least a half hour behind schedule. But we'll make this a skill challenge, and you can, Eldrick, you can assign out members of your staff, your personal guard. Your guard will be essentially one entity,
Sure.
and each of you can be another entity. And I'll say for every for every skill challenge that you can successfully complete, I'll knock 10 minutes off of the time that it's going to take to complete the repairs. So justify what you want to try to do, and then we'll put a skill DC on that. And if you are successful in that, then you will reduce the amount of time.
Well, with the guards, I think the game plan would be to have them kind of watch the area so that the caravan doesn't have to worry about that, right? Like keep perimeter safe, sort of thing. And then I think me and thoros'l are probably going to go try to help.
Okay. Then you'll have your guards out in pairs, just because you've got 8 wagons for the most part. You can just kind of thread your guards out throughout the kind of perimeter, as the caravanners are kind of, for lack of a better phrase, circling the wagons.
Yeah. Indeed.
And so that frees up the caravan drivers and their guards, for the most part, to perform the repairs. But you and thoros'l specifically are going to go and help. Is Makaria doing anything specific?
I am casting invisibility upon myself and standing on the side.
Nice.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, leaving her to her own devices generally turns out better than attempting to get her to do something specific.
Understood. All right. Well, what is it that you would like to attempt to help with, Eldrick?
If they need 2 big, strong guys to come help lift the wagon or whatever, Eldrick's happy to help with that. But I think probably calming the horses, and then whoever was in that caravan, I'm going to get in that wagon, I'm going to guess is probably not in it while they're changing the wheel out, would be my guess.
Correct.
So
and
smoothing things over with them, probably.
That would be the Sosaya family. It's a man who you have only briefly met as the caravan was preparing to go. A man named Del Sosaya, who comes from, who's actually from, operates out of Melvant, and is Mulemaster, and is returning to Mulemaster after a trip up north to Mulmentar. His wife and child are traveling alongside him, and they are the ones in the wagon that was damaged.
The wife and child were the ones in the wagon?
Del and his wife and child.
Del and him. Okay, gotcha.
All right, so you are going to attempt to essentially help care for the passengers of the wagon while their wagon is being dealt with. Okay.
Yeah, walk over, have a chat with them. Kind of ingratiate myself to them a little bit.
Yeah.
Obviously, we got our guards going around, but mostly just keep their minds off the fact that we're stuck in what is potentially dangerous territory.
Right. Okay. So you are hanging out with them. I'll put you over by the wagons. And thoros'l, what are you planning on doing?
thoros'l is kind of leveraging his time in mercenary work, long treks and moving wagons of supplies and things like that. And so he's worked a lot on wagons in his past. So he'll just help directly, unpacking, setting things aside, bracing the wagon, and just hammering things home.
Great. That's definitely something that you can do. So we'll make that. We'll make that a strength check. You get a +2 bonus because you are proficient. Well, you use your proficiency bonus because you're proficient with land vehicles. And we're going to set the DC pretty low for this, so we're going to call it a 12. So go ahead and roll, and you managed a 13. So there you
go. I got one more than that. I got that set to dexterity, so I guess 14.
Okay. So 14, yeah. So either way, you managed to get in with the caravanners, and your familiarity with dealing with this kind of thing does actually help out a great deal. They are very grateful to you for the help. You're obviously very strong, and you're able to provide direct assistance with removing the old broken wheel and replacing it with a spare. So you're able to take a full 10 minutes off of the repair time. Eldrick, while you're not directly involved in the repairs, we're going to go ahead and give you a same thing, DC 12 charisma check, to essentially distract the Sasayas so that they are not a hindrance to the repair effort.
Seems about right. That would be 18.
18. So you're able to do so. So the saved time from Del Sasaya not asking over and over again worrisome questions about are we safe here, or how long is this going to take, things like that. He's not distracting the crew that's fixing the wagon, and so he and his family are not. So you're able to take another 10 minutes off of that. Great. So, and Makaria is essentially just staying out of sight and staying put.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Fantastic. All right. Well, so the repairs continue very, very smoothly. Your guards are kind of intermingled with the caravan guards and are keeping track of the wagons. Four of the wagons are actually ahead of the place where the Sasaya wagon went down, and so they are able to kind of continue on down the path a little bit, and they're taking a good number of the caravan guards with them to try to make time, and essentially just getting things out of the way. Your 2 wagons and 1 additional wagon are caught effectively behind the Sasaya wagon, and essentially you are just kind of stuck there until it happens. And so your guards are, to some degree, keeping a perimeter, but also caring for the horses and making sure that that there aren't any issues with the wagons that are currently not a problem. And then clearing the way, removing the stone that caused the initial damage, and basically kind of looking around to make sure that this is the last of your sort of delays.
Mm-hmm.
So, as thoros'l is wrapping up the repairs on the wagon, you're not quite there yet, but you're just a couple minutes out. One of your people, Eldrick, comes rushing up to you. It's Nisme. It's the leader of your guard. She's a little breathless, and she has run back up the pathway from where the other wagons have kind of moved on ahead. And she says, Excellency, we have something of a problem. There are riders approaching at high speed. I don't recognize a banner. There's only a pair of them, but they are moving very, very quickly. We have moments.
Oh, well, then we're heading up there to see what's going on.
You haven't been warned about you haven't been told that there's necessarily any specific danger along these roads. They are very well patrolled, and you have seen mounted patrols move through this area this area during the time that you've been on this trail. So it's not uncommon for you to see a pair of mounted riders moving through, but not anything like what Nisme is talking about now. It sounds like these riders are coming in hot, moving at speed.
Gotcha. Well, then we will. I will head up to greet them and hope that Makaria might have my back as thoros'l is engaged with the wagon, I think.
Okay, so you're gonna just head up a little further down the path and try to intercept the riders as they're coming.
Yeah, I'm gonna head to the front of the caravan and kind of gather the guards so we can meet them as they're coming up.
Okay, so you're gathering your people. Okay, got it.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so in the short notice that you would have, I'll say that you'll have 4 of your guards and then Japhet, the priest that you know.
Gotcha.
And so you step up. Jaren is still kind of keeping watch on things, and he, about the time that you are preparing, like with your guard to move up, he's getting the same information that you just got, and he starts calling out to his people, and it's essentially doing the same thing. So you have Jaren and a couple of his guards, and then your 4 guards and Japhet. Lots of J names today. Okay, so as you basically clear the area, you kind of leave the Sasayas behind and clear the area where the wagon is being worked on, and essentially where you are is you're on a path that is through kind of a sparsely wooded area. It's not super dense trees, but it is considered a wooded area, and there's these really, really large rocky sort of exposed boulders that are just kind of littering the area, and they kind of create sort of an artificial, or I guess not an artificial, but a natural barrier along which this path is kind of made. And you're traveling between these different boulders, and you clear this pair of boulders that come pretty close together on the path. That is unfortunately where the Sasaya wagon broke down, which is why you're having to stop to do all of this. And you get out a few dozen yards, and you see the riders coming up, and they're waving, and they appear to be shouting. If you want to make me a perception check to see if you can
surely do
make that out. Macario, where are you at this point in time?
I'm following Eldrick.
Okay, so you are. What about Macaria? What is she doing?
She should stay behind.
She's staying in the wagon?
Yeah.
Got it.
17 for the perception check.
Great. Okay, so it's difficult to make out specific words over the sound of the hoofbeats because they are definitely moving very, very quickly. But you can see that they're trying to get your attention, and they're shouting in your direction, and you definitely hear one word loud and clear: cover.
Oh, okay.
Cover. Well,
Jaren turns to you, Eldrick, and he looks shaken, unnerved a little bit. And as you guys are trying to figure out what to do, the riders are moving with a still high rate of speed. They're waving you off of the path, and you can hear them screaming, essentially, "Take cover! Take cover!"
I'm going to turn to my guards and yell, "Get everybody off the road!" And I'm going to start helping doing that, getting everybody to the trees.
All right. So very, very quickly, Jaren starts shouting at his men. thoros'l will say that at the moment that things start to go badly, you are effectively finished with the repairs in the wagon. You're still, you still need to tighten bolts and places and things like that, but the worst of the repairs are done. Still have to hitch up the animals again and everything to get this caravan moving, and that will take time, but the repairs in the actual wagon itself are in fact complete.
Sounds good.
So, Eldrick, as you start shouting to your people, and Jaren starts shouting to his people, and everybody starts moving, like, Jaren is getting the 4 wagons that are ahead of you, essentially telling them to move off the path, and then turning back to start yelling at the people that are working on the Sasaya wagon. The riders are on you, and they ride past. Not slowing, but they're still shouting at you as they ride past you, and you hear one of them shout, "There's a horde of wyverns on the wing. Take cover."
We will do so.
And then they are gone. They ride past. They almost trample the crew that are working on the wagon that's kind of in the pass. And then they weave through the remaining wagons and are further down the path to continue to spread that word. I am going to switch us over to a battle map, and we are going to roll for initiative.
Ruh-roh.
Okay.
All right, so given that you had moments to sort of react to this warning that has come down from this mounted patrol, I'm going to allow each of you to essentially have one round of movement or action. Movement or action, not movement and action, but movement or action before we roll for initiative. So,
Okay.
So you all hear the same warning: horde of wyverns, and take cover and get off the path. Essentially, for purposes of this, we'll say encounter. None of the wagons behind this one, the one that thoros'l is currently at, have the animals hitched. You've essentially you've had the caravan guards, the caravan workers, unhitch the animals from the wagons to care for them while the work was being done. So the wagons themselves are not moving until until you've had opportunity to get the animals hitched back up. We'll say that all of the horses essentially are being held kind of around in here. So I'll move the guards that would have been managing the wagons and the driver. So gray is guard, white is driver, and then anything else is your guys. The gold, the gold shields, the guys with the shield of the wardens of the white tree are all your people.
And so the riders came from this direction, correct?
Correct. That's where Eldrick and his company are. See, I need to move Eldrick's 4 guards to essentially be where he is supposed to be, and then you got Jaren and his 2 guards that were standing there, and they are shooing this wagon along so that it can continue moving. This wagon is the one that was being worked on. These 2 wagons here following the Sosayo wagon are your 2 wagons, and then there's 1 additional wagon full of passengers that are in the back. And again, these 4 wagons that are from thoros'l back are not currently hooked up to animals. Their 8 horses, draft horses, are essentially gathered here together in the center.
Good times.
Glorious.
Well, everybody needs to get into the trees over here, would be my guess. So one round of action or movement, eh?
Or movement, yeah. Have an action round or a movement round before we roll for initiative. And then from that point forward, it's just standard action, move, bonus action.
I mean, how far can I move? It's been a while. Let's see.
30 feet, so 6 squares.
Okay. I've got 40. Okay.
Oh, 40, so 8 squares.
I assume I could move and then shout.
Yeah, shouting doesn't cost you anything.
Got it. All right. Well then, I don't have control of my dude.
That's a problem. Let me see if I can fix that for you.
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute. Let's just do this. Let's make body can control body. Simrith, I'm going to have you take Japhett. For you can play Japhett for purposes of this combat.
Okay.
And I sent you his character sheet, so you can do that. And thoros'l, you've got control of your guy. Yep, you're good. All right. You should all be good now.
5, 10, 15, 20,
Right.
25.
You want us to move or? you want to... I'm thinking thoros'l will move over towards the horses and try to defend them from these wyverns, yet also be off the path. So 40 feet is here.
All right. This thoros'l set. Let's see.
Because the horses are in this area, correct?
The horses are basically here where where the guards and the drivers are managing them.
Okay.
We'll say.
Yeah, I can get there next round, so that's cool.
All right, cool.
Yeah, Elder's going to say to these 4 guards loudly so that everybody in the area can hear, get the people in these 2 wagons into those trees, and then he's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 feet over here to get closer to the center of this whole thing. The horses are probably tastier looking to wyverns than people, so...
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, they are. I mean, these are some tasty looking horses, man. I'd eat one.
If I were a wyvern, I would, for sure.
Yeah, most likely they'll try to carry them off, is my worry.
Yes.
And he's going to yell that. Eldric's going to yell that to thoros'l. They're probably going to try to take the wyverns.
Way ahead of you.
Get the people into the trees. He's going to yell to everybody else around.
Swords out.
All right. I'm realizing that I did not put names on all of your guards, the tokens for the guards, so I am attempting to get that rectified here.
As part of the movement, can I take a bonus action to do a Crimson Right?
No.
Okay.
No, but you can do that on your turn.
Sure.
Horse meat is a delicacy for sure, says the Codester. Yes. All right. So we can go ahead then and roll for initiative. I'm going to roll your guards as a single entity. I'm going to roll the caravan drivers and caravan guards as a single entity. Let me make sure I have Jaren dealt with here. And then for the sake of this combat, everyone that is not currently on the map, all of the civilians are either on their wagons or are attempting to get into the Sasayas were attempting to get into this wagon, but they're essentially running for the tree line here.
Excellent.
All right. So I'll open up the initiative tracker. It's been a little bit since we've done this. It's been a minute. All right. So there you go. Make sure you whenever you roll the initiative button or you do your initiative roll, you have your person selected, and it'll automatically add it to the tracker.
Is at Jaffet?
That's Jaffet. That's correct. And he's at a plus. He's even money. He has no dexterity bonus. So, all right. So we'll say that this guy.
I don't think I even have the character sheet in here.
And we'll roll that. You can also just roll and add.
Yep.
And
Just looking for the initiative button.
I don't, unless you have your character sheet set up, and you won't.
It probably doesn't. Yeah.
Then you won't have it. All right, we'll add Caravan Guard. Caravan Guard goes to. Okay. Let's see. Can you guys see the initiative tracker on the stream? No, you cannot. So we're going to move it over here to where you can. There we go. All right. And then we need Jaren and the drivers. Also an 11. Okay. Who are we missing? We've got
Eldrick. Can you drop Eldrick on there for me?
I will. I add Japhett, and he's at a 19. Did you roll a 19 on the die? Wow.
Yes, got a 19.
Fantastic. And then Eldrick.
You have 16.
16. Okay. Mycaria will act on the same turn as Macaria, as she is a class feature as opposed to a person. All right. Then I'll do a quick sort. And I gotta add your quarry. So, well, as you are rushing toward the trees, you start to hear the beating of massive wings, and a roar goes up as a horde of 6 wyverns come into view. As they start crashing through the tops of the trees to the north, and seeing the wagons parked, the horses all arranged together, and the panicking people, to some degree, some of them are panicking, they move to the attack. So I need to roll for them. And they're not in a hurry. They're definitely not in a hurry.
Yeah.
They're still probably about 15 feet up. Just heads up. Get rid of that. And they are coming in at a high rate of speed. But they are...
Oh my god, they're freaking huge.
They are big.
Oh, are they on the map? I gotta zoom out. Oh, there they are. Oh, they're coming from that direction.
Yeah,
I like
north, yeah.
like it.
Oof.
Are these horses are tethered, right? Like they're tethered, or are they free forming?
No, they are tethered. Well, they are still connected to their yokes. So the yokes have been disconnected from the wagons, and each pair of horses is connected to a yoke. So we will bear with me a second, just so we can get these added. Let's see. Let's do this.
2 for 1 special if they can grab a yoke, huh?
Basically.
On the way out.
Basically. Let's see. We'll change these to token layer. All right. So I don't have a horse
dear Lord
icon, so these will be your 4 groups of horses. We'll put 2 over here and 2 over here. How's that? All right. I should probably roll for horses, because horses are going to be a whole mess of panic when things start happening. So
those are the best horses.
Oh, those are like demon horses. I think they'll be all right.
All right.
You guys might remember those things were HP draining us last time we saw them.
HP drain horses.
Well, those tokens, yeah.
I'm rolling very, very well tonight, guys. My top roll out of 5 rolls has been an 11. So
I like your style.
We're doing great here.
Yeah. As for initiative, when it comes to combat, that'll be something completely different when it's attack rolls.
All 20s.
Wait until one of these horses gets a lucky crit on a wyvern and kills it, or wyvern. That'll be fun.
Hammond returns.
Oh, speaking of Hammond, where's Endurus on the initiative? Not yet.
Where is Endurus?
Where is Endurus? Indeed.
In the chat.
Yeah, he's Endurus. I'll do you one better. All right, we'll start off with round 1 and thoros'l. Thoros'l, you have the first action for the evening.
Great. All right, I'm going to charge. Seeing the wyverns coming from the north, relative north, I'm going to charge up to here, kind of hunker down behind this wagon, get ready for them to try to swoop in and get the horses, because I imagine that was what they're after. So kind of get my back up against the wagon, but watch the wyverns come in. As I'm running, I'll draw the flare sword across my arm, initiating my Crimson Right, and then hold my action for a wyvern strike, I assume they're attempting to take the wagons, or the horses.
Now, you have, in addition to your Crimson Right, you have something like a blood hunter, so you've got your blood maledict is your other major skill. Is that right?
Yeah, so it's just most of those are bonus actions, just like minor spells essentially.
Got it.
Yeah, I've got that.
Okay, understood. I'm just making sure I recalled because it has been so long since we've done a combat.
Yeah, and this particular class is pretty crunchy, so.
Yeah. All right, so you're performing which right? Which of your blood rights are you doing?
Yeah, I'm going to take 3 damage doing it. I'm going to go ahead and I'll just do fire.
All right. So where your own blood starts to coat the kind of purplish blade of the flayer sword, it bursts into this white hot flame, which is almost a little tinged with purple as you are as you prepare to defend your horses or your caravan's horses.
Yes, and again, I assume that's where they're going, so I'm going to hold my action for a wyvern to come in range.
Understood. So basically, you're using your reaction when a wyvern comes into range to make an attack. Got it.
Yep.
All right. Then we will move on to Japhet.
All right. Each horses there are not hooked up, right?
Correct. Yeah, I just don't have the separated horse versus wagon. So the horses are the purple. The wagons are everything else.
Okay. Are there still people in this wagon?
No, that wagon is empty. They were starting to get into that wagon, and then Eldrick told them to run for the trees, so they have done so.
Okay.
You've got one group of 3 civilians that are huddling around here, and there's another group that is rushing out of this wagon and into the trees over here.
All right. Let's see. These are all guards over here. So I think Japhet is going to start making his way over towards the trees as well.
All right.
Yeah. Make his 25 movement. We'll get him about down here.
All right, and then what is he going to do for an action? Because he could dash and continue, or he could do something else.
Let's see. Actually, yeah, he might just dash towards the trees.
Okay. He can do that.
I mean, he can only make it kind of like to the tree line, but he can be there to kind of help defend or protect other people as they come running in.
Right.
So he will go ahead and use his action to dash and kind of get over to the tree line.
Fantastic. All right. The caravan... Oh, we go to Eldrick then. Sorry, I was looking too far ahead.
All right. Eldrick is going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He's going to post up here as a big, shiny, golden, tasty chicken nugget and get his hammer at the ready. When one of these things comes in range, he is just going to flip and clobber it.
Dear Lord.
What am I seeing around you? I see you've got an aura.
That's my protection aura that gives everybody super sweet, tasty bonuses.
Got it. Understood. Okay.
Oh, hold on. I got to fix it because it's 10 feet, not 15.
What are your bonuses since it's been a while, if you don't mind me asking?
I will tell you. My aura gives devotion, protection, and courage. You and your friendly creatures, while you are conscious, nobody in the area can be charmed. Everybody gets a +5 to all saving throws, and nobody can be frightened.
Okay, well.
Fantastic.
That's good to me.
Yup.
All right. Then we will move on. thoros'l has a held action, and Eldrick has a held action. So we'll move on to Jaren and the guards. Jaren is going to shout orders to his guards to assist the passengers, and and get them out of the path. And he is going to jump onto this wagon and attempt to move it because it is still tied up, or still bound with its beasts of burden. And he's going to pull it out of the affected area. So this wagon is he's going to essentially try to pull it off of the track and into the tree line. So he's going to do that. We'll move him down here. The others are going to, seeing the wyverns coming in, they are not, the drivers are not trained combatants, so they are going to rush over to attempt to get the horses out of the way, and they are going to make animal handling checks, if they can do that. There we go. Yeah, so we're good to go. They are going to they are going to start pulling these horses, these two groups of horses, further off of the path and get them out of harm's way, at least as much as possible. That takes us to the guards, and the guards start shouting at each other. They start shouting at you, essentially, form up, and they are going to move to sort of put themselves between the civilians. This will be a dash action. He'll be able to do that, and then this one will stay with him. They're trying to put themselves between the non-combatants and the threat. So they will do this and this, and then these are going to move back here to serve as a bulwark. And they start unslinging various weapons, some ranged weapons, some not, and are preparing to defend as best they can. Then we'll move to the captain, or Nura is not the captain of your guard, that'd be Nizme. Your guard is going to move to you, Eldrick. They're going to start essentially lining up and doing what you said to do, which is protect the people. So the ones that can't specifically get to you and stand by you. This is who? This is Navarra. Navarra is going to hop down off the wagon next to thoros'l and take cover, and essentially prepare to do the same thing as the rest of you. And then these guys are going to get over here and form up as well, using the wagons mostly for cover, but putting themselves between the threat and the people.
Heck yeah.
Makaria and Mykaria, you guys are up.
Mykaria is staying in the wagon.
Okay.
Makaria is going to move over there, point a finger, and cast a level 5 fireball right there.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Burst of fire in the air.
All right. So essentially right here in the middle of these four.
Yep, because I can get those 4 together.
Great.
Nice.
What is your DC for the save? And then go ahead and roll your damage. 18?
Yep.
Woo, that's a dex save, right?
Correct.
Wyverns are not great at that. So we're going to roll.
Oof.
Nope. Not one of them made their save. So that's going to be 4 wyverns that take the full brunt of a level 5 fireball.
Which I believe is 10d6.
That it
28.
Spicy.
Holy.
Oh, sorry. 29. I have a +1.
Because you've got your wand. Yeah. All right. So 29 for each of them. Fantabulous. All right. That is.
And I appear.
And you appear, obviously. Yeah. Okay, just marking things. Trying to get.
I mean, that's a spicy meal they're coming in on.
They definitely didn't expect that. Yeah.
Morale.
They see they are preparing themselves for a meal of horse meat, and they instead get a spicy meatball.
Yes, indeed.
All right. Well, then that will make it. See, so Macaria is done. Mycaria is staying put, so that will take us to the wyverns. The wyverns that are not attacked will swoop in over the wagons and land essentially amid the horses. This will put them within range, thoros'l, one of them within range of you to make your attack. But they are going to basically splash down on top of the knot of horses, and do particularly bad things to your beasts of burden.
Yes.
The other four, the ones that got hit, they are going to come in, and they're going to be spoiling for a fight now that they've been hit. So this one's going to hit here. This one's going to slam down on top of this wagon. This one is going to essentially land here. And then this one, I think, this one's going to slam down on top of this wagon. So as the fireball goes off, they sort of scramble in the air, and then roaring and shrieking their rage, slam down atop either onto the ground or on top of the wagons. And the wagons themselves buckle and buck as these massive reptilian creatures smash down atop them. The horses scream as two groups of two horses still attached to their yokes are essentially borne down under the weight of these massive reptilian winged creatures. And unfortunately, those horses are simply not going to make it. The weight of the wyverns and the plunge of their attack is going to be enough to put them down. Broken backs, screaming horses, all bad things. That's not the right thing. That's not what I meant.
Sounds like lunch to me.
Mm-hmm.
So dead horses. I'm trying to find the right thing to place on them. Oh, there it is. Dead or dying horses smashed under occupied wyverns. That will essentially end the turn for these two, the two wyverns that have attacked the horses. I'll put them right there. But that means Eldrick and thoros'l, you are free to essentially release and make your attacks, your held action attacks, as you wish.
Are we attacking this one as it comes in, or am I on this one?
It's entirely up to you.
Okay.
This one probably the one you're attacking, or the one that you were pinging before, the one that dropped down on the horses, was likely the one that you saw first.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So you can go ahead and make your attack before they.
All right. Do we get, as a held action, do you get one attack, or you're taking the attack action, right? So you get all of your attacks from an attack action. Like I'm holding an attack action.
I don't think so. In fact, I think that if you use the hold action, you use your reaction to make one attack at a later date. But I can confirm that.
Really has been too long.
Yeah, when you're ready, you can take your reaction right after the trigger or ignore the trigger when you're ready to spell. Blah 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 blah. Let's see. Well, lets you act. First, you decide what perceivable circumstance will trigger your action. Then you choose to make the action. Trick your reaction right. So we'll say so that we don't waste a whole lot of time on looking at rules. We'll just say for purposes of this game, unless I find out otherwise, we'll house rule it that if you do a held action or a ready action, and you use your reaction, then you get your full attack action on top of that, because you're using your reaction essentially to nullify the fact that you had to wait.
Sure. Okay. I'll do 2 attacks then.
Great.
Oh, nat 1 on the first one, and an 18.
Okay, so obviously the nat 1 misses. The 18 does hit.
So it's 21 damage of mixed elements.
All right. This one is untouched, so 21 damage goes onto him. Great. All right, and I assume that you're moving, as part of that, you're moving up to...
Sure. Yeah, just kind of being in range of him.
Got it.
So.
All right. Eldrick, you can do the same.
I rolled 27 total to hit.
Okay.
And I did 14 damage to
Fantastic.
this guy.
All right. 14, you said?
Yep, 14, yep. And then I guess I get a second attack.
Yeah.
So that would be... That's not the correct thing. Where are you at? D20. All right, that's a 25 to hit. And that'll be the 11 that I rolled plus 6. So 17 more.
Great. So the two of you come crashing down onto this wyvern, and slashing and smashing. You are you're putting some serious damage onto it. Unfortunately, it is still standing, and it appears to be quite angry to have been attacked. So unfortunately for it, I already said that it will not be making any other actions apart from rampaging through the horses. So those two wyverns are done for their turn. But that still leaves me with 4. I'm going to start with this one, who is going to make its 2 attacks, one with its bite and the other with its stinger, at these guards. So one bite on one guard and a stinger on the other guard. And the guards, okay. So bite first is going to be a hit, and that's going to... He essentially slams down onto the ground, engulfs the guard, essentially head and shoulders in its maw, and lifts him off of his feet and wolfs him down. That guard is dead.
Oh no!
Damn.
The other one is going to swing around with its stinger tail, and that is a nat 20, and it's going to skewer him and
There's those rolls.
And obliterate those 2 guards in essentially in a single action.
I told you.
Man, how did these caravans get from point A to point B with such weak guards? My goodness. It's like security theater up in here.
It's always spy song guards. You gotta cut them some slack.
Come on.
I'll bet they don't have paperwork either.
Oh, Lord. All right, so then Navarra is going to be the target of a bite, and thoros'l, you are going to be the target of the stinger for this one.
Sounds good.
Navarra is the closest, so Navarra gets the bite. Anytime. Yep, Navarra is going to take the bite, and that's going to be... Wow. Yeah, I'm rolling really well on the 6s tonight. Okay, so that'll be 15 points of damage onto Navarra. Navarra is a little hardier than your standard caravan guard. Navarra can handle it. Navarra is a she, so Navarra is okay. thoros'l, you get the stinger. What's your armor class, sir?
18.
That's going to be a big miss. So, as you rush forward to attack the other wyvern, you are brushed by the wind off of this thing's attempted sting attack, it does not manage to connect with you. Wyvern number 3 over here is going to drop down between Uragant and Nisme, or Nura, rather. Uragant and Nura. Uragant is your wizard. He's going to wind up taking the bite. He is not struck. He manages to shield that bite attempt. Nura is one of your fighters, and she is also similarly missed by the tail. Even or odd, Macaria?
Odd.
Odd, you get the bite, or odd, you get the stinger?
Stinger.
Odd, you get the stinger. Well, there's my one natural one for the day, so you get the stinger. Alright, so one of the guards will wind up being eaten by... yep, that's going to be enough to hit the guard. And that'll be enough to wolf down the guard. I got too many windows open. There we go. So one guard is bitten in half as this thing lands heavily on the wagon that was just repaired. It snaps down and snaps the head and shoulders off of this caravan guard, and whips its tail around to try to attack Macaria. And Macaria, you've got, is this at disadvantage because of your displacement?
Correct.
Okay. I'm guessing your armor class is not 9.
No, but it is 13.
So it does manage to strike your displaced image directly through the midsection, but as it is only an illusory projection, it does not do any damage. All right, that will end the turn. Then we have completed one turn of combat. We are going to move back to the horses. Horses are freaking out, but these horses are successfully being contained. The horses that are still living are successfully being contained by their drivers and are being moved out of the combat area. So we're good to go there. thoros'l, you're up.
All right, I'm going to attempt to finish this wyvern off that we pissed off. So,
all right, see what you got.
Let's see what I got. All right, first attack is a 19.
19 is a hit.
It's 20. That's 17 damage. Second attack is a 23 to hit. That's another 21 damage.
That's 38.
All right, and then I'll use my bonus action for an offhand hit.
Okay.
That's gonna be a crit, 15 damage.
Crit. Okay, so is that roll? That's not doubling the crit. The dice damage though.
Dice. It rolled 2 dice.
Oh, it did roll 2 dice. Okay, so 15 more. So that is 53.
Yeah.
You have managed to double the amount of damage that was done to the creature, but it is still standing.
All right.
But
in that case,
it's looking rough.
Yeah. I'll pivot then over here. Well, no, I will not. That's dumb. Let me give myself flanking, obviously. I'll stay where I'm at. I think I'm being threatened by this thing if it already struck at me. So correct. I'm good.
Okay. Japheth, you're up.
All right. Jeff is going to have to move up here. And I'll pull out the old warhammer and take a swing at that wyvern.
Okay.
Uh, 22.
22 is a hit. Yes.
So he is going to deal 10 damage.
Fantastic. All right, 10 damage, and that one has already been struck by the fireball, so it is not. It's not very badly hurt, but it definitely felt that. All right. Is that it for Japheth? That's move, action. You have a bonus action you want to do?
That's what I'm looking for right now.
Recall if Japheth has a specific bonus action, apart from if you wanted to cast a spell.
Yeah, he does have specific bonus action. Or that's an action. No, I think that's it.
Did you want to apply your divine strike damage to the one guy that you hit this turn? Because you can do it once.
Did.
Oh, you did. Okay, great.
Yes, because I rolled 2d8 for the extra d8 damage.
Understood.
So I did apply it.
Great. All right, then we'll move on from Japheth to Eldrick. Eldrick, you're up.
All right, I'm going to smack the guy that is next to me. Can I roll all this at one time? Let's find out. Survey says I can. I'm going to guess an 11 does not hit.
11 does not hit.
All right, then I'm going to take my second swing at him. That would have been some good damage there. Oof. My second swing at him is going to be a 23 to hit.
23 will do it, yeah.
And then 17 damage to him.
All right, so you managed to knock that one down. He, after thoros'l wades in with his swords, you managed to catch it with your maul and blast it to the ground, atop the corpses of the horses. It is down.
Excellent. Real quick, which one of the guards is a wizard?
Uragant, which is this guy right here.
Right next to us.
Right here? My goodness. Yep. Okay,
yep.
Well, I'm going to run over 5, 10, 15, 20, get in the middle here. And I have Great Weapon Master, so I get to make a bonus attack because I downed an enemy this round. So I'm going to bonus attack against this guy.
Great. All right, go for it.
I'm going to guess a 13 does not hit.
13 actually does hit. So.
Oh, well then that's 15 damage to that guy.
15 to him. Okay. Takes us up to 4. Okay, great. Fantastic.
Yes.
Is that going to end your turn, Eldrick?
It will indeed end my turn.
Fantastic. Okay, then we'll move on to the caravan drivers who are hurriedly trying to move their charges further down the road. Well, that's not all I wanted there. Further down and essentially off the map so that they are no longer snacks for the wyverns. So they are essentially taking the remaining civilians that were over here that were in the far right wagon, and they're getting them deep into the trees and getting them away from the combat, along with two sets of horses. And then Jaren is doing the same thing with his wagon, moving to catch it up and shouting for someone to take it so that he can get back to assist with the combat. But he is effectively off the board as well. All right, that will take us then to the caravan guards. The ones who are still surviving are going to, let's see, this one is going to disengage and move away, realizing that he has no business being up close and personal with wyverns. So these guys are going to pull back. 2 of them are going to shoot at this wyvern, the one that's closest to Makaria. And these 2 are going to move up to do the same, basically standing behind your guards to do that. So we've got 2 sets of guards firing, so 1 hit, 2 hits, and then a nat 20, and a 19. So all 4 of the guards managed to hit their targets. One of them is a crit. So we'll do 9 points of damage to Macaria's, and 17 points of damage to the other one. Great. The guards are actually the ones who survived to actually fight, are comporting themselves very well. That will take us to Eldrick's men. Eldrick's... Let's see. The fighters are going to... So Nisme is going to rush in and get involved in the fight. I'm going to move this guy back to the map layer so we can know that he's still there, but damn it. Too many things to click. There we go, so that I'm not continually clicking on them. And dragging them instead. So these are all map tokens now. Alright, so these two, let me make sure I know who this is. This is an unnamed person. Who am I missing? We've got Nura. This has got to be Nisme then. Okay, so this... They're going to rush up and get in combat with the wyverns as well. These guys are going to rush forward and do the same thing. Try to hold this one. And then, of course, Navarra is locked in combat with the one that we're already... This one, Uragon is going to take a step back, still staying within threat range, so he doesn't get an attack of opportunity, but he's going to take a step back and then do his thing. Alright, so then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 fighters, effectively, that are engaged in melee, and then Uragon doing his thing. So we will start down here at the bottom, and we're going to do single attacks for each of your guards. So guard number 1 is a hit. Guard number 2 is also a hit. That's a +5, so we're good to go there. So that's going to be 2 hits onto that wyvern. With their adds, it's +6, so 17 total. Alright. And then Nura is standing toe-to-toe with the same one that Eldrick struck. So Nura is going to attack and is going to manage to hit as well. Nura does 5 points of damage with his attack. And then Navarra is attacking, and that's also going to be a hit. So 5 more points of damage to this one. And then these 4 are going to jump on this one over here. And it'll be a crit. 3 hits, and one of those is a crit. So we'll do 4d8. 21 plus 12 is 33 added to this one.
Yes.
Oh, that's the first time he's been hit, so that's easy peasy. And then Uragant is going to do a thing. He is going to...
Lasers.
He's going to upcast his magic missile to level 4 and blast his target. So, anybody know offhand what an upcast 4th level magic missile is? I can look it up real quick.
Should be 5, I think.
3, 6, right? 3 for first, 1 for each after that.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Your wyverns aren't on the initiative anymore. I don't know how they got.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'll put them back on. The one that you killed was the one that had the initiative,
Yes.
so we'll get him added.
It's 3 and then 1 for each level. You're right.
Yeah, so 64 plus 6.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yes.
Great. So we'll do 14, 20 points of damage to his target with a barrage of magic missiles.
Oh.
I think they were like what after the guards or after the.
I think
they're last
they
in
were,
the combat now.
Yeah, they were like a 4.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were. With the horses off the map, the wyverns are last on the initiative tracker.
Poor horses.
I need to move them after. Never survive. All right, so caravan guards and Nura and your personal guard have done their thing. We move on to Makaria.
Alright, she's gonna... Here.
That's going to elicit an attack of opportunity from the one up above that threatened you. So
Yep.
Let me go ahead and do that real quick.
Disadvantage.
Can Jaffet use a reaction shield of the faithful to interpose disadvantage on that?
He already has disadvantage because Makaria hasn't been struck yet.
Oh, okay.
And your armor class is 14?
13.
15. So no, that is not a hit. It does not manage to strike you.
Oh my god, are you a line attack? Dear Lord.
Level 5 lightning bolt.
Oh my.
You'll feel the hairs on my arm raise as
So
They were nice carriages.
they were. That is going to catch Nura in the blast. Are you okay with that?
Where? Let's see, which one?
Right next to Eldrick. So if it manages to hit this wyvern, then it's also going to hit Nura. 5 foot wide, right?
Correct. 5 foot line. 5 foot wide.
Right. So I'll say it doesn't hit Navara. If you go for this wyvern over here, it will still hit Navara, but it's going to hit Nura regardless. Unless you go there, in which case
Okay.
you get 3 of them and not any of your guys.
Oh, that's good.
Nizme is close, but we'll say that since you're aiming up, you're not going to hit Nizme.
Okay, then I'll do those 3.
Fantastic. So level 5 lightning bolt. That is another 10d6. Is that right?
Dear Lord.
Correct. And dexterity 18.
All right. So 3. We'll start at the bottom and work our way up. So 3 dexterity checks. So that is a natural 1. That is a failure. That is a 16, which is also a failure. That is a 7, which is also a failure. So more
33.
damage. 34. You're using your... Oh, you got your +1 here already.
If I had the +1.
I see it now. Okay. 34 points of damage. Okay. So lightning strikes from the tip of Makaria's wand and arcs through 3 of the wyverns, doing significant damage. 33 points of damage. Okay, so we're 90. Yikes.
On each
Each of them, yes.
So much damage.
That's a lot.
I'm assuming that also tears through that wagon.
Well, I was figuring this one was gone with it landing on top of it.
True.
The two wagons that were landed on were pretty much rocked anyway, but yes, this will effectively destroy both wagons.
Woof. 2 times.
Yeah.
That's what I got.
All right. The middle wyvern, the 2 closest to Makaria, they're looking pretty toasty. They've been fireballed and now they've been lightning bolted. They're looking pretty rough. The other 3 wyverns are damaged, but not. But they're not even looking bloodied yet. Which will bring us to the wyverns. Wyverns are not particularly intelligent animals, but they do know whenever they're being what a threat looks like. And so this wyvern, the one on top of the wagon that just got lightning bolted in its face, is going to commit its full attack to Makaria. This one will split bite onto Nura and tail onto Eldrick. This one will attack the same as it did before, bite onto Navarre and tail onto thoros'l. This one has to move, so it's going to even or odd, thoros'l.
Even is me, I guess.
All right. Odd. So it is going to leap onto these. Leap to attack these individuals.
All right.
Okay, so we'll start with Makaria at the bottom. Makaria, you are at a 14, but at a disadvantage until you're hit. So that's a 15 until you're. Yeah, that did not hit. That is an 11 at best for the bite, and then the tail is also a miss. I cannot roll. You said 15 was your armor class, though, correct?
13.
13. Okay, so then the tail does strike.
I will reflexively cast shield.
Okay.
So +5. So I'm at 18 now. So
it does not hit. It does expend your disadvantage, your displacement, because it did manage to hit your shield.
Yep.
But you're no longer, but you're not struck by the tail. Okay. Nura gets a bite. No, it doesn't. Eldrick potentially gets a tail. Yes, he does.
I'm going to use Blood Curse of the Eyeless on that as my reaction.
Okay. And that one says...
Subtract... You can read it.
When a creature you can see makes an attack roll, you can use one Hemocraft die and subtract the number rolled from the creature's attack roll. So you effectively break his natural 20. You can use this feature after the creature's roll, but before we determine whether it's a success or not. Well, technically, yeah, that's fine. And right. Is this a Blood Maledict?
It is a Blood Maledict.
Fantastic. So we're going to activate thoros'l's Blood Maledict. Cool. All right.
Yes. One use for that 3, but it only subtracts 2. But that is enough to save him a crit. Hopefully,
does stop the crit. Yeah, it doesn't stop the hit, but it does stop the crit. All right, Eldrick.
What is the total to hit there?
On a subtracting 2.
Yeah.
It's a 25.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, that's
I don't actually know what my armor gives me, so I'm ostensibly a DC 18 to hit.
Yeah.
Or an AC 18.
Yeah, you are still hit. Yes. We'll say
Excellent. That. Fandango.
You will note your armor is a +2. You've had it on long enough to understand now that it is effectively a +2.
Excellent.
But that is going to hit, so we're going to do piercing damage, and I need a Constitution saving throw from you.
Constitution saving throw. That's going to be a +10. /D 20 +10. It's going to be a 23 total.
Okay, so that is a successful save. The DC was 15. You're going to get 12 piercing damage from the tail. Nope, I'm sorry. No, that's correct. 12 piercing damage from the tail. And then, let's see here. 13 poison damage from the sting.
Gotcha.
So 25 total, correct.
Got it.
All right, so that takes care of those two. Navarra is missed with a bite. thoros'l is 25 going to be good enough to hit you, thoros'l?
25 is going to be good enough. Nothing I can do about that.
All right, so I need you to make the same saving throw. You are outside of Eldrick's aura, so you make it straight up. It is a DC 15 Constitution saving throw.
Take it 26.
26 going to do it, so you get half damage from the poison. Piercing damage is 13.
Okay.
Oh, and I rolled very, very poorly. 15 halved to 7 on the poison. So 20 total.
All right. Got it.
All right. That takes care of that one. Then we've got 2 wyverns attacking. We'll say each of the targets over here gets a single attack. So we'll start with Demoda here. Oh, he's a snack. He's the halfling. So he's going to be struck. And then we have Lander, who is getting the tail. Lander is also struck. Then Tommen is the bite. Tommen is also struck. And finally, Emeth gets the second tail and is missed. Alright, so 2 bites. We'll do the piercing damage. That is 11 for Demoda and 10 for Tommen. And then the tail is unfortunately going to be a lot. Tail is piercing damage of 9, and then also not in Eldrick's arc or aura, so saving throw is going to fail, which means he gets the full brunt 29 poison damage. That's a lot. Okay, so then I got to do a little bit of calculating of all of that damage, make sure that all arrives on the same, on the correct people. So bear with me just a second while I get that done. It's 11 and 24 and oof, that's a lot of damage for a lowly NPC. Fortunately, these guys are a little hardier than your standard caravan guards, so they're okay. They're surviving, at least for now.
For now.
All right, that will end the wyvern's turns. So we're back to the top of the order with thoros'l.
All right, thoros'l's gonna move up to hopefully hurt this wyvern on this carriage here. I'm gonna use my bonus action to. No, I'm not. I'm just gonna go waylay. All right, main attack. Making sure I have everything clicked. So many little clicks. All right, 15 to hit.
15 is good.
All right, so that'll be 15 damage. And then 22 damage, and then bonus action offhand without the fire is going to be 9 more.
Okay, so we've got
31 plus 15, so
46.
46.
All right, so as the wyvern strikes you with its tail, you effectively absorb the hit and cross your swords in front of you with double slashes and hack the tail completely off. It snaps at you, and then the offhand attack removes its head. It is down. It tumbles backwards off the wagon, or into the smoldering remains of the wagon. It is dead.
Great. I'll use the rest of my movement to Harry over here, stand over the corpse of this. Or I'll move to here, actually, rather than
standing over corpses.
Yeah, rather than standing over corpses.
Right.
I'll move over here and start helping out the our good guys.
Great. Ends your turn.
That's it. I'm good.
Your blood maledict is complete at this point, correct? At the beginning of your next turn.
That particular one is just one attack. It just takes
Right.
it off of one attack, so it's an instant thing.
Understood. Jaffet, you're up.
All right. He's going to do another Warhammer strike on this one.
Okay.
Nice.
That's a natural
Ooh,
20.
great.
All right. So all dice rolls, and that will include your divine smite or your divine strike.
Divine
So-
strike. Yeah, all right. And let's see. All the
You-
dice get doubled, right?
The dice get doubled, not the result
No.
of the dice.
Yeah. All right. That is going to be 17 damage.
17. That is enough to knock it down. So it crashes down off the back of its wagon as well and is downed.
Then he is actually going to go ahead and use his bonus action to cast a spiritual weapon.
Okay.
But he's going to use a 4th level slot.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Get it. All right. So I've got a spiritual weapon on you. I will create. What weapon is he creating?
He's going to recreate basically a warhammer, similar to the one he's using.
Okay. So I'll draw. There's your warhammer.
All right.
Where
And
you
it
wanna-
is going to.
Where do you want to cast it?
I'm
Basically
going
there?
to go ahead and. Yeah, right there. And it's
Great.
going to attack that one.
All right. Go for it.
And which is melee spell attack.
Ooh.
I think that's actually one power. All right.
I should have. I apologize, Sam. I didn't put the melee spell attack bonus on his card, did I?
No worry, I know how to figure it up. So
Good stuff.
that is a 20 total to hit.
That is a definite hit.
All right, because I use it at a higher spell level, it adds an extra D8.
Yes,
Damage.
it does.
2D8 plus. Or 11 damage.
And that wyvern too goes completely boneless and crashes to the ground.
Oof.
It's a double kill for Japheth this turn. Fantastic.
And he still has his movement,
Yes, he does.
so he is going to make his way over towards the other 2 remaining wyverns.
Great. All right,
And that is pretty much everything he can do.
that's your turn. All right, Eldrick, you're up.
All right. Well, my wyverns all died. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Why, hello.
I'm going to go destroy this thing.
All right.
At least that's the game plan. We'll see how it works out.
You should have advantage.
You do have advantage on this attack.
Well, I got a 27 on my to hit, so I'm good. 16 damage to it.
That'll do. 16 is not enough to kill it.
Well, let's see what attack number 2 does. That's going to be a 26 to hit, so
Also hits.
12 more damage.
All right, still standing, not by a lot.
Well, you said I got advantage. Let's see if I got a.
Yeah,
just
check
the
for
sake,
crit.
it's a crit. Not a crit.
No, it's not a crit.
Not a crit.
All right.
So,
Anything else, Eldrick?
Nope, that's my turn.
Great. We'll go to caravan guards, of which there are still several. Seeing the wyverns starting to go down, they raise a ragged cheer and begin to move in to continue firing their missile weapons at
Yes,
the
please.
remaining. Yeah, they don't want to get any closer than they have to, but they are going to get within range to fire bows at their targets. These guys are going to do the same. So they start marking this wyvern right here. Well, keep clicking in the wrong spot. But this wyvern right here as their target. That's going to be 5 attacks. Oh, that is a hit, a hit, a hit, a hit, and a hit. So all 5 of them managed to hit for 24 points total damage. That is... They're feathering the wyvern to the best of their ability. These guys are actually going to move to the side here in case that other wyvern gets free. Do not want to deal with that. That'll take us to the Honor Guard. Honor Guard are going to move in. Navarra is going to rush up and attack this one.
Can we give advantage to all these guys on this wyvern?
I think we can. I think we certainly can. Urgaunt is going to stay where he is. He doesn't need to get any closer. Nura, having a brush with death himself, is going to... Let's see. Where's my button here? There we go. Not going to be able to get within range to attack this turn, so we're going to dash up and make sure that we get what we want. These guys are essentially going to do the same thing, get within range to where they can attack. Nismail, on the other hand, is going to move up to shield Urgaunt. And then perhaps move into the fray on the next turn.
Mm-hmm.
That means we've got potentially 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of our Honor Guard that are attacking the 2 wyverns. We'll start at the bottom, and these will all be at advantage because they've all managed to get flanking. So, and there's a natural 20 from the no-named guy that I still haven't got a name for. Gonna figure that out real quick because he just crit, so he definitely gets to have a name. That is, I guess it has to be Anil. That's the cleric. She manages to smash for. Let's see. Let's make sure we get that on there this time. She smashes it with her Warhammer for... I've hit that too many times. We'll take the first one. 7, 10 points of damage. So we're up to much damage. Lamoda is, or Damoda rather, is going to attack as well with advantage, and he's going to manage to get hit also. He will only, unfortunately, do 4 points of damage. He's a little guy. That takes us to the next person in range, Lander. Lander is going to get... let's see. Lander's also a fighter, so we're good to go. That'll be a hit for an 11 points of damage. And Lander gets the kill.
Yeah, Lander.
Lander manages the kill. Alright. And then our other 2, Emeth and Taman, are going to shift up to attack this one. Getting across from Navarre to get his advantage. Emeth is going to attack straight up. So he doesn't have advantage, but it's still going to be a hit for 10 points of damage. Taman is going to hit, so we're up to 19 points of damage, and then Navarra is going to hit for an additional 5 points of damage. So what I said 19 and 5 is 24. That one is still going strong. That is the last of the wyverns on the field. When we move to Makaria.
Well, Makaria is going to send a firebolt at it.
Okay. Firebolt away.
So let's see, that's just a D20 plus. Oh, that's a 14.
14 is a hit.
All right.
Ah,
3D10, 23 points of damage.
23.
good lord.
Not quite enough to knock it down, but it definitely burns through the membrane of its wing and has it howling.
Makaria will step out
Yeah, yeah.
and throw an acid splash at it.
Oh, there we go.
Dexterity 18.
All right.
Casually steps out of the carriage.
Just wordlessly too, just completely calm, and burns it to ash. She just steps out and steals the kill. And then steps back in. Does she even get fully out? She just kind of opens the door, leans out, throws acid at it, and then closes the door.
Yeah, something like that. Just
I
was told to stay inside.
That'll do. That'll do.
Well, that will then end the combat. And because we are at 10 o'clock, we'll go ahead and end the session there as well. Let me stop the battle music, because that is a little bit
Is
much.
it possible for Jaffet to use Spare the Dying on anyone that's savable?
Let me check. Let's see. I gotta check the Spare the Dying rules here real quick. A living creature with 0 hit points. No, because NPCs don't have dying levels the same way that characters do.
Players
so,
do.
yeah.
Gotcha.
So, unfortunately, Jaffet makes the attempt. He definitely tries to get to someone and bring them back. But unfortunately, there's just not much to save. Whenever these poor guards died, it was because it was in particularly brutal fashion. One was swallowed whole, another one was completely run through with a stinger tail, and another one was bitten in half. So it's a sad state of affairs that you lost three of the caravan guards, but there's just nothing that you can do to have stopped that. They weren't up to the task of dealing with a horde of wyverns like that.
I got a magical wishing orb.
Do it. Do
No,
it.
no, no chance.
And that is where we will end tonight's session. Thanks to everybody who came out to enjoy this with us tonight. Codester, Terrence, appreciate you guys coming out. Badass acid splash, pretty amazing there at the end. We'll pick up in 2 weeks with the aftermath of this particular encounter, and potentially then on to Molemaster. Guys, have a great rest of your week. We'll see you on Thursday for some Air Apocalypse action. Cast, and everybody else out there, thank you so much. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you next time. Good night, and GG's.
Adios.
Later.